G'day, this is Captain Noob and this is the Vault-Tec MPL, or if you'll recognize this gun IRL, this thing is the Vault-Tec MP, and just for simplicity's sake, we're just going to refer to it as the MPL in this video. So this thing right here is a standalone weapon. Obviously it's a Vault-Tec weapon and is a machine pistol, obviously by the name. And yeah, War Daddy has put together some animations, so I'm actually keen to use this bad boy. Getting into these attachments here, for the receivers we only got 4 of these, but that powerful receiver gets us 223 damage, which is nice. But we'll go for an automatic platform on one, and then I'll get to the other one as we get into it. But for the stocks here, this is what actually changes your animations. If you have no stock there, you hold this out in front of you with one hand, but if you go ahead and chuck a stock on it, yeah, you can actually hold this in the 2 hands, and that actually changes the animations. War Daddy did a really good job on actually sort of giving you 2 animations for the stock to use, which is kind of good. We'll go for a drum magazine here. This will be our automatic machine pistol type thing, and a suppressor because we always go for a suppressor there. There's no reason not to have one. And you know what, we'll chuck that tactical rail on because we'll probably get some cool sights going on here. So we've got irons, no sights if you feel like it, an MPL sight which is kind of cool there, it's actually sort of built onto it, a scope if you feel like it, and some reflexes, and a red dot sight, and then one of them says red, so obviously maybe one of these is green. We'll go ahead and see that first, but we'll just chuck on that DS there. And of course you get a legendary effect if you feel like it. I'm going to go ahead and make a semi-auto rifle, I mean 2-handed variant. This thing is obviously not a rifle, and I'll see you in Gunner's Plaza. Alright, so here we are in Gunner's Plaza. This thing is in pistol form without a scope, and as you can tell, you're holding it in one hand with the animations. Man, War Daddy does some great work. Anyways, we'll just go ahead. Oh god, these guys have got okay, some of these guys have got modern firearms on them, which it's going to make them a little bit hard to kill, but you'll see if we can make the MPL rise to the challenge. And so far so good, we're keeping ourselves nice and hidden, and I love how you just smash out the mag as you reload it. That's brilliant. So we'll try to keep ourselves hidden for as long as we can. So far the stealth game is actually going well. Obviously this being a machine pistol is going to be sneaky by default because yeah, you're not firing massive rounds and it probably doesn't make a whole lot of noise. Just go ahead and take out that turret while we can, and we'll play this a little bit safer than usual. Alright, now we are definitely in danger, so we'll just go up and charge them. Now using this thing in third person, obviously the animations don't really come across, so unfortunately here you're just sort of holding it with 2 hands, but when you switch to first person you're holding it with 1 hand. That's not really too much of an issue there. Ooh, you've got yourself a bad shotgun. That's scary. I think I was just hit with Dragon's Breath there, so yeah, that's what it's like being on the receiving end, and it's probably not fun. Anyways, this thing, whilst its fire rate is pretty on the low side, this thing is highly accurate. You're able to just keep the sights around on their head, and getting those headshots makes these kills very easy, even though this thing isn't doing too much damage outside of headshots. We'll quickly just go back into sneak mode here, back into hidden, which means we get a small little bit of health regeneration, a little bit of a breather before we take on the main lot, and we'll go ahead and just sneak attack crit you. Okay, I failed there, but unfortunately for us, we are still sort of hidden from all of these gunners. We'll go ahead and switch to the scope one now. This thing is semi-auto, and I'm wondering if you can actually get the sniper perk working with this. As you can tell there, the scope is see-through, so if they come close enough to me, I can just switch to third person and get a tiny little zoom in there, so this thing is nice and versatile for that. Now the rate of fire on this semi-auto thing is actually really quite fast, which is brilliant. Okay, those weapons are kind of scary. And obviously that 40 round drum mag is going to help you shoot for very long there. Oh, was that a bullpup reload? No, that was the FNC I think it was. I'm not too good with weapon names, but yeah, that thing's still there. I've still got that one installed from the other day. But yeah, this thing, even in its semi-auto form, is performing brilliantly. As you saw before with the sneak attack criticals, we are doing so much more damage there that yeah, I think I'm liking using this one better than the automatic variant, although I like using both. It's kind of neat. We'll just quickly get rid of these gunners, and getting this extra target view on them, it's nice, and not being hindered by the massive sort of tunnel vision that you get with regular scopes sort of helps with spatial sort of aiming, so yeah, it makes it a little bit easier to track because obviously with the huge zoom in they're not jumping around your sights all the time, so it makes it a little bit easier that way. And I think that is it for the humanoid gunners, and the last turret should go down with an easy sneak attack critical. But there you have it, that was the MPL and Gunners Plaza, and whilst this thing is only firing 10mm bullets and probably should have lower damage, I feel that is going to be fine whilst taking on high level gunners, and I think Bridget is up to the task. She looks nice and determined there. So on to Felons, we'll take on some super mutants. Alright, so here we are in Felons, and looking at the damage cards here, we're hitting almost 300 damage with the semi-auto one and firing just about as fast. So yeah, I don't think there's any reason to use that regular automatic one, but we'll go ahead and persevere with it a little bit, I suppose. But yeah, I'm not sure how long this automatic one will last. I'm definitely feeling that the semi-auto one is better, and with the advent of the scope too, that makes it a little bit more fun to use as you're able to take out enemies from range a little bit better. So getting the sneak attack crits on these super mutants, obviously we're going to drop them quickly, which is nice, and the silent nature of this weapon has, yeah, we're keeping on going pretty fine here. I don't know how that one didn't see me, but I'm glad he didn't, because that means we're still good for sneak attack crit spamming. Now, there's usually a bloke patrolling up there, unless that was the one who ran down. So I think we're in good shape to take on this dude now. I'm pretty sure our light conditions are a little bit more, yeah, we're heaps more exposed here, so we'll go ahead and switch over to the semi-auto one, and we'll scope in here as we go ahead and try to kill these super mutants. And yeah, they're showing their tanky nature now, but we can go ahead and stagger them with our huge rate of fire on this semi-auto receiver, and we'll just dance around a little bit whilst we're reloading to make sure we dodge any shots, because I think we took a sniper bullet there and got pretty badly staggered for it. So if we could just drop you, down he goes. Yeah, performing pretty good against these very tanky super mutants, so I'm pretty happy with it. Now, I'm going to address something that I saw whilst downloading this mod, looking at it on the Nexus. There was actually a damage patch for this one, because for some reason the modder thought it was too sort of overpowered. Now, the animations actually overwrote the ESP file, so depending on which version you get, you might actually see a little bit different damage. But yeah, right now I'm pretty sure I'm using the War Daddy variant, which I'm not sure how that stacks up against the thing's regular damage, but that could be a nice thing to sort of find out yourself. We'll switch back into first person here if I can remember the bloody button to do it, and with that we get a little bit better shots there. But he's moving around, so that makes it a little bit hard. Even though he's a giant-ass super mutant, they can still be tough to hit when you've got a name of a stormtrooper. Anyway, that guy's nice and exposed. We'll go ahead and just hit him a little bit in VATS. Those sneak attack criticals are stacking pretty well. Back into caution for some reason, so that allows me to get even more sneak attack criticals. We'll quickly drop these dudes. Oh, it's quick. I was obscured by the fountain there, but I would have killed that guy otherwise. Quickly get him around the corner there. And unfortunately, this thing, like, it's not counted as a scope, or doesn't tick that scope box in the creation kit thing. So unfortunately, we can't get the sniper knockdowns from this, which would probably make it even more overpowered as it is. But yeah, that's a little bit of a shame. I kind of like having weapons that are compatible with that perk, because I like it that much. And with 3 quick shots there that actually hit, that super mutant is dropped, and we can move on to this one. He's actually got himself a little bit of cover, so we'll just slip under here. And for some reason this guy is not entirely exactly knowing of my position, so he goes down very quickly. And okay, maybe that dude ran down. I'm not sure what happened to him, but okay, that's fine. And yeah, I think that is pretty much cleared for this place. We've managed to hit these guys from quite a long range, and good job there, me. And we'll quickly just finish off the last of these enemies in here, because yeah, we'll kill some bloody rad roaches. Do a little bit of pest extermination in this video. Oh, he's a big bastard, isn't he? Always creeps me out seeing bigger than normal rad roaches. Also, worth mentioning, this thing has custom bash animations too. Don't forget about that, it usually do. But what have we got here? Just some crap. Oh, a never-ending hunting rifle. And of course, these doggos run in once you're in here. That's sort of a scripted trigger thing. Again, don't bother. Ooh, a minigun. That's nice. Okay, so there you have it. That was the Vault-Tec MP or the MPL in the Felons there. And whilst those super mutants were using modern weapons, which will absolutely shred you if they get too close and all that, Bridget's a tough girl and she can handle it. And also we're able to out-damage and outplay them, which is not saying much. It's full out AI after all. But yep, we'll move on to Swan now, and yeah, we'll get rid of him real quick. Righto, time to take on Swan. We'll use the automatic one first, just to see what this thing can do against him. And, oh, getting those sneak attack criticals, we're only hitting him for 61, yeah, on average, so that's not very good. We'll switch over the semi-auto and see if we can do a lot better there. Oh, yep, that is so much better. Yep, I wonder if, yeah, I think the balance patch on this substantially decreased the automatic one, but yeah, the semi-automatic one is absolutely brilliant because you can just hit them that fast anyway, and you're not getting penalized in the damage form. And yeah, of course, I've got all the perks, so that's obviously not causing it. This is just a weapon performance thing. Anyways, we'll just go ahead and light Swan's face up a little bit there, and look at all that beautiful sort of concentrated fire damage there. You can just see it stacked quite a little bit, not too much, but it got up there quite a bit, which is nice. And spamming my trigger finger here, we'll have him finished in just a little bit. Swan's not having a good day again. I mean, had a little bit of a rest yesterday, but he hasn't sort of used that time to up his game. He's still low on the perception side, so we're free to sneak attack crit him until the cows come home. And we did come out of it. I think we came out of range a little bit there, so yeah, I think the effective range of this weapon in real life is only like 100 meters, so that's kind of realistic that I was hitting him for much less, even though he was standing like, I don't know, 50 meters away, a little bit less. But there you have it. That was the Vault-Tec MP, or the Vault-Tec MPL with War Daddy animations. Obviously the animations are sublime, but the meshes and textures on the weapons are brilliant as well. So this is a very, very solid weapon mod there. And if you feel like picking up this weapon for your Vault-Tec build or whatever, then yeah, that kind of makes sense too. So yep, if you'd like to see this weapon in your game, be sure to check out the description there. And would you mind smiling for once, Bridget? Come on. And yep, yeah, I'll leave the links down in the description for that. Thank you for watching.